We good?
We are live.
All right. You want to do the intro today?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back for another episode of Clapped. Hey, we'll take it. So, as you may have known, if you are a regular, as in you have subscribed, you've liked, maybe commented, you will know that this is...
What's my name again?
Oh, God, he's having a rough
I'm
day.
Zach. I'm Zach.
God.
But I stream as I clap him, but I go with Zach here.
And my name is Makai. I have Xbox, so you can find me at McKizzle. Unless I change it. I don't know.
To
Either way.
Insane Samurai 4. Like with some corny anime
Actually,
shit.
Speaking of changing, I just changed my Call of Duty account name to Big Homie Sukuna.
Isn't it Sakuna?
No, it's Sukuna.
Like Sakuna Matata?
No, that's
All right.
Hawaiian mess. We're talking about Japanese mess. So,
Whatever. Continue.
but yeah, so in today's episode, we are talking about the great and powerful thing we call sports. Activities and sports that bring us all together and also can divide us nicely.
Yeah.
And also rudely as well.
rudely,
because,
competitively.
yeah, Pittsburgh, Ohio. It is what it is.
Yeah. I think you forgot something.
What else did I forget?
What do we talk about on this show?
Everything
Everything as in like
in life.
in life?
Under the sun, everything. We're talking
Everything
about
under the sun.
sports, music, fashion. If we want to get into that, we can talk about
TV.
lifestyle, TV, movies, TV shows.
Yep. Music.
We got them. We actually just did an episode of music. We might have to do a double back on that one.
That's a good
I
thing that
think.
you mentioned that then, huh?
We might have to, yeah.
All right.
But what else do we talk about? Talk about finances, life choices,
We talk about finance choices, life choices, travel,
dieting, weightlifting.
dieting, workout routines. Yep. Really anything under the sun that doesn't revolve religion or politics, because we don't do that.
Big no.
We keep it where it's fun and where it's informative. We don't like the subjects that people often disagree on when it comes to something like that. So
Not that disagreeing is bad, because it always has opinions. besides
Controversial
everything.
things.
But yeah,
yeah.
want to talk about Donald Trump? No, we don't do that.
I mean, there's some things that, a boo. No, I'm just playing.
Whoa, all right.
No, but go ahead.
Ooh. But yeah, so like I said, today is sports. We're going to kick it off with a fun fact that I didn't even know, honestly, until Zach told me before we had a little meeting, pre-recording meeting. And what is this fun fact now? Because it's... Who just knows this is the question.
Oh, I was scrolling down Facebook today. It's actually funny because I was scrolling down Facebook and you know how like there's random memes
Where
and
were you
stuff
scrolling?
on Facebook.
Okay, just want to make sure we said it 3 times now. Facebook.
Okay, all right. You know what? I was scrolling down Facebook. That's 4. And you know how you see random memes and stuff and like random informative things. Well,
I go down rabbit holes every day.
I follow the sports page and it said that it was the creation of the high five. Okay, so apparently the high five was actually made in 1977 with Los Angeles Dodgers player Glenn Burke and Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker.
Now, a lot of people say that the high five originated in millions of different places, but 1977, I don't know. Maybe the high five happened way before then. I could have seen somebody in the background of the Titanic high five, and I don't know why they were high fiving when the boat was going down.
Yeah,
but
that's not about the high five.
But the point is that one of the very first documented high fives, and the creator of it was Dusty Baker and Glenn Burke.
Do you think maybe that's when they actually coined it and gave it a name?
I think so. Yeah,
they probably could have did it before and then be like, I don't know what we're doing, but it feels good.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say, but like, I can't imagine. I don't know what it's like for me to remember my first high five. Like, as you're a kid, people are like, just give me 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Give me 5.
But then, like...
5 what?
Right. But now it's like, when I play sports or, like, I was just golfing this morning and, like, I got a high five to my brother. Like,
it's natural.
It's very... Yeah, it's such a natural, like, fluent thing that a person does. And it's just hard to think, like, that it only happened in the 70s. You know, like you think it would happen a long time before that, especially because into the next fact that sports came in like into the world around like 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So in the last 40 or 50 years, they come up with a high five, but there's a track record of sports that lead all the way back to Olympia.
Yeah, Athens, Greece. That's insane to think that they weren't doing anything to congratulate or be happy about.
Right.
Someone just setting a record throw or something like that.
Like, what did cavemen do? They just threw a rock in a hole and then they just
They headbutt each other. Actually.
headbutted each other. Yeah, I figured. Yeah. They went clubbing.
So here's one thing. You just threw out with clubbing because where's the lights? Where's the DJ at?
No, clubbing. Like,
Oh, like a 2x4 type deal.
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. This guy. But yeah, so as you all may have known, if you've been watching NBA Finals, we have a new championship leader. The Celtics have
new NBA champions.
no.
They're like world champions.
No, they are reigning champions, but they now have one championship over the Lakers, 18. That's what I meant by league leading.
Well, 11 of them were given to them by Bill Russell, but
Hey, shout out Bill Russell, RIP.
and
It is what it is.
Bill Russell was 5 or 6 feet taller than everybody
True.
in the league at the time.
True. It was a different time back then. But fact remains they have 18 legal age. They're just them. They are the Boston Celtics. Boston.
Do you think the Boston Celtics are the greatest NBA team ever? Like how people think that the Yankees are the greatest MLB?
If you're going just solely off of championships, then like Michael Jordan being the GOAT of all time, then they would
That's
have to
debatable.
be the best franchise of all time.
That's debatable.
It is debatable. But if we're just going off of that sole argument, he has 6 rings. They have 18 against all other, 32 teams? Give or take a few? I
No,
don't know how
32.
many, but-
32 is right. But here's the thing, right? First off, let me just get this off my shoulder because it's chipping me out.
Okay.
Bill Russell has 11 rings. Is not spoken once about in the greatest of all time.
That is a good thing. Was that before,
It
was
was.
the NBA ever split at that
It was
point? I don't
before
know.
Michael Jordan.
I know it was before Michael Jordan, but was it like the NFL was like a whole different league before they became
Oh yeah,
NFL?
there was definitely a different league.
a different basketball league before them. Maybe that's why it doesn't
Like they had play-in spots in whichever teams won, they got put into the NBA.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how a person can have 11 rings not mentioned once in the
Yeah.
GOAT conversation. But Michael Jordan, 6 rings. Oh my gosh, he's the best ever. And I get that he got them rings consecutively, but what do you
they were
think?
very close in time.
What do you think Bill Russell did? You only have a certain amount of years in the league, and you had 11 championships.
Yeah, that's he has to do that maybe after his second or third season.
Yeah,
Just go ballistic after that.
and it's hard to say because Michael Jordan played in a far different time. Like if Michael Jordan played in Wilt Chamberlain times, or
He ate them up.
he would have spit them out. He would have came out with 20.
Yeah.
Because you're playing janitors, you're playing school teachers, you're playing guys that just got off of a warehouse shift or a mill shift, and I get it, but
It's
I
today's
don't know.
college player playing in a rec league.
That's like me going to my son's kindergarten class and dogging them
on
out.
kids. That's insane
It's,
to think about.
imagine how that would look, though. That's what Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain brought to the game.
Yeah.
And another thing for Wilt Chamberlain, people say he scored 100 points, but did you? Did you really? Was it documented? Just because you have a picture with 100 points, there is no documentation of that game.
I don't think you can play in front of 25,000-ish people and you could just claim 100 points and no one's be like, hey, he only scored 99.
But there was probably 100 people in the gym when he did it. Probably. I don't actually know the
say a little bit
statistics.
more.
But I'm digressing. I apologize. The Boston Celtics, I don't know, Chief. I don't think they're the greatest team ever. And everybody likes them. Everybody's a Celtics fan or a Bulls fan, and I can't get down with it.
They're a great historical team as far as that
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Now, greatest team, could you stack up a lineup against other teams, whether against the Heat, the Bulls, Golden State, LA? You might have a good all-time team tournament at that point. I'm just saying.
I don't know, Chief.
You had the Larry Birds, his squad.
Are
from
you talking about all-time players for the Celtics versus all-time players for the Lakers?
Yes.
And
all-time teams.
you're saying the
Straight up.
Celtics would win that?
No, I didn't say that at all. I didn't
Oh.
say anyone. I said it would be
Okay,
a great
yes.
tournament to watch.
That would be
Between,
very interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, if we were to be a tournament of power type deal,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be great to watch. You have the Heat, all-time Heats, all-time Lakers, all-time Celtics, all-time Warriors, all-time Bulls.
Who's your starting five? Let's just jump to it. I gotta know. Let's just get in there.
All right.
Who is your starting five all time? You could pick anybody from any roster ever.
Anyone from any roster?
Who is your starting five? Let you go first, and then I'll follow up.
So I'm going to play a little bias. Of course, if you know me, my favorite player is Stephen Curry. He's going number one, point guard.
Okay.
He has good off the ball movement. He has good shooting. He's a good all around point guard, I feel like. But his dominant thing is shooting. And he can create his own shots for himself. That's one. At the 2 spot, I can go either Michael or Kobe. Because Kobe's a carbon copy of Michael, low key.
Don't disrespect him though.
He got everything from Michael.
He could get. I mean, I agree. I 1000% agree. Like they are like copy and paste, but you can't just call him a carbon copy. Like that's disrespectful. Like Kobe is that dude. You know what I mean? He's like a mini Michael, but he's not Michael.
What do you mean?
I just the way you said it, I don't like it. But continue.
He got mimic his game from Michael Jordan. How about that?
No, because there's parts of Kobe that Michael never had.
Moving right along.
Sorry, go ahead.
My number 2, I'm going to have to give it to Mike. Only because after, I think, in like the late 90s, like 96, I believe, that's when he started actually trusting his teammates. And then he started actually passing the ball and working with the team, listening to Phil Jackson.
Okay.
Because before then, he was just like, y'all ain't going to help. I'm going to just do it myself. Then after that, once Phil Jackson came up, it was like, hey, triangle offense. We're going to work together as a team, actually pass, move the ball, trust your teammates. If he sees Steph just running around, he can make that pass to him and get an easy 3. That's a game that's game right there.
If you put Steph up against any age, Steph is dogging everybody.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
all.
A lot of people are going to try to disagree and say Kyrie's probably dogging everyone else too. I mean, they're both.
Kyrie is as well dogging.
Up there. But each of them have their own different ways of playing. They have different styles of playing the game. I think Kyrie's more, he can get around you. He can get by real quickly, dance around you, and then make his move. Steph dances in front of you and steps back, takes a shot. He can go right in front of you, pass the ball, get it right back, get a screen. He has multiple ways of doing it. But either way, number 3.
Just say it. Just rip it off like a Band-Aid.
LeBron James.
You have to.
I have to. I mean,
yeah. There's no way LeBron is not in the GOAT conversation or in everybody's top 5. There's no way.
Somewhere. He is somewhere on that top 5. And if you try to make him 6 man, I might as well come over and slap the shit out you. Completely honest. He's not off the bench.
My second 5 is crazy. You would slap me.
Ooh.
But we'll get to that in a minute. Go ahead, continue.
All right. Number 4. A part of me wants Kevin Durant.
Yuck.
Purely for his size and the fact that he has reach.
Trash.
He's not though.
He's washed.
With the Suns, Kevin Durant.
He's hyped.
He definitely peaked in Golden State, I would say.
He peaked everywhere besides where he's at now. He was fine. I think KD's on his downhill slope. I think that pretty soon we're gonna see a reunion tour from him. I think
that's the same that happened with Carmelo Anthony. He was good with the Nuggets, and once he left and went with the Knicks, it was like he was a different.
But
player.
he transitioned well. Like he turned into a player that wasn't that great, but you could still count on him for certain things. I feel like you can't count on KD for much. I don't know.
It was always Devin Booker that made the tough shots that counted.
I've always been a KD hater though, but
ew, bias.
So is he your 4th or?
He would be number 4.
Okay.
Number 5. I'm going with the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal.
That's solid. That's solid. I was thinking about what center I was going to use too, and I think I'm going to go.
You could go with
Diesel.
Hakeem Olajuwon. You could go with Kareem, just with pure size and dominance in the paint.
You need dominance. That's the word.
I want Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
If I need someone to give me a screen and they don't see it coming, you're on the ground for.
Yeah.
You're not getting back up.
What about a subbing 5?
A subbing 5. Well,
This one shouldn't be as hard because you're not worried about pleasing anybody now.
Yeah, I'm really not because I really won't care.
This is all
The
bias.
fact that I've actually watched Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Watching them actually play, I'm not going to pick both of them, but I will want Jason Tatum.
He doesn't even belong in the conversation,
He
though.
doesn't?
I'm just saying he doesn't. He doesn't.
Oh,
He's not even the best player on his team.
Who's better, Jaylen Brown?
Yes. Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum.
I feel like Jason's just a bit more consistent for me.
I don't know, Chief, but go ahead.
If I need a quick little pull-up jumper, I'm trusting
where,
Jason Tatum.
where are you putting Jason Tatum?
He's gonna come in for Steph.
As a point guard.
Yes.
All right, give me your
Yes.
shooting guard.
My shooting guard, I went Dwayne Wade.
You're disgusting. All right, number 3. Actually, I'm not mad at that. That's D Wade's him. But all right, number 3.
Number 3 is me, Reggie Miller.
You're disgusting. All right, number
Maybe,
4.
I don't care. Number 4, you know what? I'm gonna shake it up.
Please tell me something I want to hear.
I don't know if I want to tell y'all now.
Just do
Just
it.
off the top of my brain,
Like a Band-Aid.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
You're disgusting. All right, you
The number
disgust me.
5. Well, we could throw anyone in there. Number 5, honestly. I don't care what center you put in at that point. I put Joel Embiid in there if I really could.
Is that it?
No, at least with center. Shit, I'll just put Kareem in there. I don't care.
Kareem.
Who? Yeah, why not?
All right, you go with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, you want to know mine?
Go ahead.
Kyrie at the 1.
Of course.
This is my top starting 5. Kyrie at the 1.
I can't argue with that.
Jordan at 2. All right. Kobe at 2. Jordan at 3. LeBron at 4. Shaq at 5. Small ball. Because pace wins games. Not just defense. You have a whole roster full of good defense. But pace and speed wins games. The only person that's not fast enough to make it up and down that court, Shaq. And he doesn't need and he doesn't need to be.
He doesn't really have to be, honestly.
But everybody else, dogs. Now, my subbing 5 is going to get a little weird, all right? So
the fact that you have Michael and Kobe on the floor together, 2 dominant ball players.
yeah, that's
You're gonna
the problem you run into is, like, ball dominance. Who's
You
going
look
to
like Russell Westbrook and James Harden in OKC.
You said name one ultimate starting 5. That's what I did.
That's true.
My entire starting 5,
true.
at each point in their career, they all had to control the ball by themselves and do things on their own.
Yeah.
But imagine what it'd be like if they all shared the ball, but they all had their touch when they did touch the ball. Like, magic.
I would say my head coach needs to be Phil Jackson.
You're disgusting.
I go Phil or Steve Kerr. I don't really care which one.
Who?
Steve Kerr or Phil Jackson.
For your coach?
Yeah.
Your all-time starting 5 coach.
Yes.
Pop?
He's cool. He's good. I'm not saying he's that bad.
Pop.
He's good. Popovich, he's good.
Bro, I'd even give Coach K a pay raise to come from college into the NBA. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just
that NBA collegiate, 2 different worlds.
I'm just saying. All right.
He's a good coach. He did coach the Olympic team. He's not saying he's
Coach K
probably
is that dude, bro.
greatest college coach in the world, but he ain't got the job for the big leagues. He's out.
My next. Ready?
What's your sub?
Steph Curry at the 1.
I respect.
Russell Westbrook at the 2. You need somebody that could play both sides of the floor, have energy. And I always felt like Russell Westbrook was a better shooting guard than he was a point guard because
That's true.
everybody points his finger at him, calling him like a ball hog and that he can't do this, can't do that. But imagine having somebody that dominant as a 2. And he can't shoot for shit. You're absolutely right. But that mid-range,
gonna say that.
everything
Three-pointer.
mid-range and in, that dude can get to the hoop.
Yep.
But it's the effort for me. Like, it's more of the effort than it is the actual shooting ability.
Especially if these are prime like
If
career
everybody's
players,
in the prime, yeah.
OKC, Russ was a problem.
Yeah. Like, actually, and I don't care who says that he padded his stats. Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, is top 10 greatest point guard of all time. Maybe top 7.
Honestly, I feel like padding stats isn't a bad thing.
He did it so he could make history, and I
Yeah.
get that. But there was also a lot of the times where, like, people say, oh, he had this many triple-doubles. Like, his team was helping him. Fuck yeah, his team was helping him. He was on the
How
verge
else is
of
it
making
supposed to
history.
happen? Yeah.
But nobody talks about how you had a triple-double in one game, a playoff game, and you shoot a three from half court at the buzzer to win the game
Yeah.
on the same night that you made history.
Everyone likes to pick and choose
Like
different things to go off
up,
of, and it's
bro.
terrible in sports.
But yeah, my number 2, Russell Westbrook.
All right.
Number 3, I'd have to probably say, I really like D Wade.
I was gonna think Paul George. I don't know why he came in my head. Paul
He's
George,
not.
but
That's a solid choice. Paul George is the most shifty, like, ball savvy player I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Like, that dude is so smooth with a basketball.
he's very well skilled. He's a skilled player.
But them shins break too easy.
Yeah.
But so I think I'm gonna lay it in the mud there and put D Wade there
At 3.
at 3.
Okay.
Now at 4, Kevin Garnett. You're drunk if you don't put Kevin Garnett in a top 5 somewhere as a power forward.
He
You're
didn't
drunk.
give a damn about nobody.
And you also forgot about, for centers, you forgot about Tim Duncan,
I did. Yeah.
David Robinson.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many other players that are dominant in that position. But then I think, like, in relation to today's game where you need somebody that can dribble the ball, pass well, shoot, I think of Joker.
That's why that's not a bad choice for center.
Like, you put him back in the day, is he tough enough to be there? That's all
stop
I'm worried
Morris.
about. It did it a couple times, but
I know.
but I'm worried that Jokic cannot play in the 90s era. He's
soft.
big. He's a big boy, but he's a softie.
Yeah.
Like, he got pushed the wrong way by Markieff Morris and got mad and forearmed him.
Yeah.
Like, come
So
on,
that
brother.
was awesome.
But
That's shady.
But if I'm looking for a power forward who is scrappy, doesn't give a fuck about anything, and is aggressive enough to get them rebounds,
Yeah.
Kevin Garnett is your dude.
KG is that guy.
But number 5, I'm probably gonna say David Robinson, only because besides Shaq at the time, there was not a more dominant center power forward in that league besides David Robinson.
You know what I'm thinking about for a second team center? You mentioned something about being able to dribble and actually shoot. Cat or Joel Embiid would be good to replace Shaq.
Cat's too young to tell. He's been in the league for a couple of years, but I think he's way too young to tell, which is why I would have never put Jason Tatum in. And that's why
Oh, you got to give the young boys a chance.
I'm not putting them in even a GOAT conversation yet. There's so many players that are better. Like,
Yeah.
after Curry, I was probably putting AI. After AI, I was
I
probably
haven't thought
putting
about that.
Isaiah Thomas. Like, there's so many older players that deserve that over the guys now. Like, if you put AI in this league now, he's at least dropping 30 a game. He could. He really could.
You know what we just really disrespecting? A lot of people are thinking in their heads, why haven't you said anything about this guy? Derrick Rose.
Hype.
Hype? Peak
Youngest
Derrick Rose?
MVP ever. Yeah, I got that. Youngest MVP ever. A dog. Who's his game translate best to in the league?
D-Wade.
Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose are twins on the court. Like, they're so similar. But the difference between them, like I said, is effort for me.
Yeah.
Like, everybody sees Derrick Rose highlight reel and then a block here and there, but you see it constantly, 100% of the time with Russell Westbrook. I like effort. Derrick Rose is not a bad player. I don't think he doesn't deserve to be in that conversation. I wouldn't put him on my list because Derrick Rose, without a doubt, is one of the greatest point guards of all time. But
He's probably on the lower end of the list.
I'd put him like midway, closer to the top, but it's just, you're injury prone. Your ankles, your ACL, everything is made out of glass. You know what I mean? Like,
It's just, I think he realized, he actually had an interview about that, like the fact that he was coming down and dunking so hard ferociously.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
well, I mean, you did
I feel
it
like
to
he had
yourself.
good health, but yeah, he definitely deteriorated his body quicker.
If he wasn't
hadn't
injury
been
prone, he would have changed the game for sure.
Yeah,
But
but that's the same thing. He didn't have the same option as Steph when he went out
Yeah.
to Golden State. Because after, I think, he started having ankle problems and Davidson.
Yeah.
And then he went out to Golden State. That they just had a good area with Silicon Valley right there. All the technology and things that are going about, especially with health. He was just set up to be able to regenerate and get back to a better, healthy stability from the feet up.
Yeah.
He just had a good path versus Derrick Rose just staying in Chicago and everything else. That just didn't help.
Another person that I would have added to my list as a small forward and like I said, way too young to tell, is Luka.
Yeah.
Luka is on his way to being one of the greatest players of all time.
Here's my problem with Luka Doncic. Here's my
defense.
number one problem. Lack of defense. He doesn't have the defense in him.
He makes plays. When they blew out the Celtics in the finals,
Yeah.
that man was
One
playing
game.
defense. He was locking people up.
If he did that consistently, they could have had number one seed for a while. If he was consistent with his defense.
But
as much
imagine-
as he's good on offense, I need defense as well.
You have 82 games plus postseason.
Yeah.
What do you think that does to him? He can't do it every game. And I understand trying to do it like he should. If here's the Mavericks' problem. The Mavericks needed Kyrie and Luka to score 30 or more a game in order for them to even come close to winning. Their bench
Yes.
was doo-doo. Their role players did not do enough.
What
So
did Tim Hardaway do at all?
I'm saying, yeah, like,
Yeah.
and what drives me crazy is everybody will come at Luka for his flaws, that he complains to the refs that he's not playing enough defense. But what about the rest of the team?
True.
Because you blame the star player. That's what everybody does. When it happens to Tom Brady,
Yep.
it happens to everybody. And I know it's a different sport, but it's just the principle. Like everybody
principle, yeah.
blames the star player.
That's what happened to Steph when they lost to Toronto.
Yeah, it's
Clay went down.
it's always somebody's fault. And like they're just pointing fingers at Luka. Like Luka isn't one of the greatest basketball players on the planet.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
That's
just-
exactly
what it is.
That's exactly what it is. I love that quote because it's the truth.
Yep.
And that's the same with LeBron. LeBron is arguably the greatest player of all time, and I call it arguably because there's so many factors involved.
Yeah.
I don't have a greatest player of all time. I don't have a GOAT in the conversation because I'm torn. Michael and Kobe are the same exact fucking person. You said it. Like Michael and Kobe are the same exact fucking person. LeBron surpassed everybody ever.
Yeah, I think when we have to have that type of conversation, I want to say I wouldn't put it as debate and argument. It's just conversation at this point.
Yeah.
I think you have to separate eras because there's no way you can't bring up Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain players from
Exactly.
back then, and then try to bring them up with Michael and Reggie Miller players of that generation.
It
and
has
then bring them
to
a
be
newer
the
generation.
GOAT of the era.
It has to be an era ago because you can't bring them all together because that was a way different time back then.
Yeah.
The 90s and 80s were a physical ass league.
Do you think LeBron would have lasted in the physical league?
I think
Yes.
Yes.
I think if so, you go so long being babied in a league, you can flop and get away with it. You're gonna start being soft. But imagine from the day that you start your career, everybody's at you.
Yeah, I think
This dude's a fucking train. He's lasting. Like I really genuinely in my heart believe that because everybody says Mike would tear today's game up because he was
definitely
able to
would.
last in the 90s.
Yeah.
And people say that LeBron wouldn't last in the 90s, but he's able to do what he can in the league today because he's softer in the league. The game changed. It's not the player.
The game's rules
like-
changed. Yep.
And LeBron isn't a sissy. He's a smart player. He uses the rules to his benefit.
Yeah, if I see you always dipping your shoulder and like pushing off, I'm gonna sell it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna sell
You
it.
gotta sell it. There's so many videos on the internet where this dude is barely touched, and he makes a big deal out of it because that's how you get your calls. That's today's game. Whether you like it or not, that's today's game. So if you would have started LeBron's career in the 90s, LeBron would have been dogging every single player and probably would have been better than Jordan.
He could have been at least. He could have given him a good 7-game run if they made it to the finals.
I got a hot take for you.
If he happened to be in the West, because he was in the East half his career.
I have
7%.
I have a hot take for you, and this is gonna be
I'm
tough.
ready for it. Go ahead.
If there was no Michael Jordan, there would be a Scottie Pippen that everybody talked about. Scottie Pippen would have been the Michael Jordan of the league if Michael Jordan didn't exist. Scottie Pippen was the greatest player in the league at the time besides Michael Jordan, in my opinion.
I'll give you that.
You got
honestly.
Magic, you got Larry, but Scottie was different. He was way too coordinated, way too strong, and way too fast for his height.
Yeah.
There's no way you have that much talent in one body, and you're telling me that if Scottie needed to take the role, he would have.
You know what's really shady about that whole thing? He was underpaid most
Wildly,
of the time.
hilariously underpaid.
Like most of the money probably went to Mike.
I mean, Without
Phil Jackson.
without a doubt, it went to Mike and Phil. It definitely did, and that was Scotty's problem with the team. Like when you're underpaid like that and no one sees your value or your worth, it drains you, and it takes away your potential.
Hey, if I was him, I definitely would have said, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get this surgery. Y'all go ahead and take care of what y'all need to take care of.
Right.
Like I'll be back later if y'all want to re-up contracts. Like I'm gonna go take care of me because that's all I got."
If Scotty was paid more, Scotty would be.
They definitely could have stuck around for another year. I feel like they could have put Jerry Krause in a position to have to keep Phil Jackson for another year.
I hated him.
Not
Phil. Jerry.
No, Jerry. I honestly, I don't like Jerry Krause, but the way he built that team, genius. How he managed the team,
Idiot. You got to invest in your players. If you don't invest in your players, then they're not going to invest in you.
That's the funny thing with now present day. There's a reason why, I don't know if anyone noticed, but Klay Thompson unfollowed the Warriors. Mm-hmm. He doesn't follow anything about them. Post everything, he took them all down. Now that's not saying that he's asking to get traded or is looking for a way out, but he definitely is a free agent. So when it comes time to that, he's got to be open.
He's not needed. He's like JJ Redick at the end of his career, or Kyle Korver at the end of his career, or Reggie Miller at the end of his career. He's on a downhill slope. You're beaten up. You're older. You're hurt more.
He would be a good 6-man at this point in his career.
Not even. He'd be good 7th or 8th off the bench. And that's I only say that because he's good for jump shooting. He can't handle the ball as well as all the other players.
He doesn't really need to.
He's not as fast as he was because he was injured.
True.
He's not as much energetic as he was when it comes to defense. He's a role player now. That's all he is. And his role is to shoot the ball, get open and shoot.
And that's why I didn't get a chance to see all the stories about it and all the people having their takes on it. But a lot of people are saying the Warriors could be better off having that empty spot.
They could use 2 empty spots to get rid of Draymond. That dude is tragic, and he's an anchor for that team.
I feel like he's an emotional anchor, but I feel like he lets that run a little bit amok, and it does get him and the team in trouble.
It's annoying.
To an extent. It is when you see him always getting these technical fouls, getting ejections at times where they need someone to be able to.
He just does it for the image, I feel like.
He takes on that bad boy persona, low-key, yeah.
I don't think it's a bad boy thing. I think it's a kid with a temper tantrum. I think he's he's the toddler that bites kids at a daycare. Like, and I'm just going to say, I don't care how controversial it sounds. He's annoying, and he reminds me of Angel Reese, and I think she's annoying.
But she's cute, though.
You complain. You're paid to do a sport. Shut up and do your sport. Same with Caitlin Clark. Shut up and do your sport.
I feel like
take your $75,000 salary and go play basketball.
Are you mad that you're not in the league?
Bro. If I had a wig on, I could be in the WNBA.
What are you trying to say here, sir? Joanna, man? Is that what you want to do?
That's funny. No, but my point is Draymond is a crybaby. You don't need that for your team. Matt Barnes is the bad guy you need for your team. You need a Matt Barnes on your team.
I would agree with that.
That's who you need.
He definitely did things that, hey, sometimes you need that guy to stick his hand in the mud.
And you need that guy. That's like Ron Artest. Crazy as fuck, but you need him.
Yeah.
But Draymond constantly flagrant fouling people, acting a fool, like about to get kicked out the league because you're throwing temper tantrums. You're getting beat on the court, so you're doing illegal moves. Like,
yeah,
that's gonna bring your organization down. So I would get rid of him. But
we'll see what happens, honestly, with the Warriors because they do have a lot of things to think about. Because I think if they keep Klay, they have to worry about Chris Paul's contract. Because I think there's like $30 million difference that's like looming around. Because they could either give him the $30 million and not give Klay enough
to Chris,
or give Klay.
Chris don't deserve $30 million. Chris is old. Chris has injuries too.
He's a veteran player. He could give them at least that veteran guidance with stuff.
I want to see a big trade.
I would love that.
I keep on hearing LeBron's gonna go
if he leaves
the Warriors. Could you imagine what it's like? Steph don't want to play with LeBron though.
Why not?
He said it. He was like, I just don't want to play with LeBron. I don't remember the whole story, but I remember reading it. It was like Steph says that he doesn't want to play with LeBron.
Hey,
can't blame him.
I don't care who's all subscribed to this at this point. If it reaches LeBron, Steph, and the Golden State Warriors, get y'all shit together. We would love to see the boys of Akron join up and get a ring. That's that. We're going to move on.
All right. He got real emotional.
Yeah, because I would love to see that. But real lightly to touch this because it is going on. It's currently going on. I don't know when the next game. I think it's tomorrow. But the Stanley Cup Finals is looking like the 2016 Golden State Cavaliers.
What?
It's looking like that because the Panthers were up 3-0 for a while, and they somehow screwed the pooch, and the Edmonton was forced to Game 7. I don't watch NHL, but because it's actually going on, I kind of have to pay attention to certain things. But hey, who's to say the Edmonton Oilers can't pull one out and come back and win the whole thing?
I don't watch hockey.
Well, we might have some hockey viewers that like it. I don't know. I'm just trying to play to y'all. At least they'll give you a little something, tease you a little something.
All right. I respect it.
Because I honestly, when I was watching them and the Celtics, I was like, yo, they could, because Jason Tatum has his school, it's like middle school friend. They went to school together that plays on the Panthers. They were friends. They went to school together.
That's nice.
And there was a thing about that. I'm like, yo, if they win, they could sweep the Mavericks, and then the Panthers could sweep the Oilers. Yeah, nice little headliner right there.
A little high five.
Yeah, and then Mavericks screwed them, and then the Panthers let themselves down, and hey, we're here at a Game 7. So if you like hockey, go tune in. It might be something to watch. You might get a little comeback. Who knows?
You could. Sorry, you threw me from left field with
I know I threw you from left field because I'm about to throw you again. Who's your favorite NFL team?
People are going to hate me.
Because this is a Pittsburgh-based podcast, so why wouldn't you want to think Steelers? But this guy might have other things.
All right. It's controversial. Here's
if
why.
You say the Ravens, I might punch you.
Here's why.
For Steelers Nation, I might punch you.
I love the Steelers. I do. I really do. I got 7 jerseys upstairs. Like, I have a lot of love for the Steelers. I'm from Pittsburgh. We're from Pittsburgh. If you're from Pittsburgh and you know sports, you support Pittsburgh sports no matter what. The Pirates haven't won a championship in decades.
They're questionable. I like the Dodgers. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, but like my point is we're diehard, right? And from being from Pittsburgh, you obviously love the Steelers. But I'm so tired of not paying for our players, not paying them enough,
God damn it, Roonies.
not just that, but like they're so money hungry that they don't care about the potential of winning a championship. And every time that we come close to doing well or winning a championship, we get rid of somebody or somebody gets hurt or we end up losing just because we're fucking bad. So, like, it makes me mad.
Whoa.
So
we weren't bad. I feel like the front office screwed the pooch. That offensive coordinator screwed up heavily.
It doesn't matter. You could blame the entire staff, but you cannot blame the people that are on the field making them decisions.
Do I think Kenny Pickett was good? He was decent, but I don't think he showed up. I don't think he showed up to play half the time. Between him and offensive coordinator,
Kenny
they just
Pickett
were missing everything.
Kenny throw a few pick-its.
Throw a few picks, yeah.
But now that I'm done beating around the bush, I love the Steelers. They're always my number one. But if it wasn't the Steelers, it's the Ravens. And
let me know if I should punch this man just for saying that.
Ray Rice, you know what I'm saying? Like
Terrell Suggs,
like Ray Lewis.
Yeah,
you know. I even have a Joe Flacco jersey upstairs.
Why?
Everybody hates Joe Flacco. Fuck you guys. I just hold that above your head. But my point is, I fuck with the Ravens even more now than ever. Like Lamar Jackson is that
team today.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, and I'm gonna get a Lamar jersey because Lamar is that dude, bro. I don't care if he leaves the team tomorrow, if he falls off for the rest of his career. Lamar is that dude. He you know who he reminds me of? Who does his game resonate with?
Michael Vick.
Thank you.
I can't.
Who else?
Can't go around.
There's one more player.
Not because it's black. Stop it. I'm black. Stop it.
Who else?
One more?
Yeah. And traditionally, before you continue, it has nothing to do with race. I mean, I guess it does.
It just happens to be, but
every single athletic quarterback that there's ever been is predominantly black.
True.
You don't see a lot of white dudes that can run the ball and be like that. Like it's a predominantly black position to be in for you to be a scrambler. But
I can't
Donovan McNabb,
that
demon. But
That might be that might be a reach.
I'm just thinking about someone who's good
A little
off
bit
the
of
pass,
reach.
like leaving the pocket.
Yeah, getting
Like-
out the pocket. Yeah, scrambling.
Like,
making that
I'm
pass
just thinking
downfield.
about somebody that's comfortable. That's like, I want to say Cam, but
Why not? He's improvised.
he's just not as good as everybody else that I've mentioned. Like that's my only like bugaboo. I can't like he's not as good as like Cam Newton is not as good as Lamar Jackson.
I think he's better than Michael Vick.
No, hell no.
Michael Vick was good at
when Mike
running.
Vick
He
was at the
good
top of
running
his
and getting
game,
out
bro.
there. I mean, Cam Newton took on the Peyton Manning with the Broncos.
I get it. I mean, I get it. I do.
He got to the Super Bowl. I don't
Is that
think
Von
Michael
Miller?
Vick has ever got there.
Was that Von Miller too?
With Von Miller, yes. On
Yeah.
that
So
defense.
so I get it. Yeah, it's a very hard defense to play against, but I swear to you, bro, it's something about Mike Vick. It's just the way that he played. Like growing up, I loved Michael Vick.
As soon as he didn't see someone open, he was.
He's just gone. Yeah.
Defense. I don't know why defenses didn't pay attention to that, leaving someone lurking, but
You always think of a quarterback as somebody that can just bomb the ball. They don't need to move. They're like a
Yeah.
sentry gun. You just put them down, place them there,
I
and
think
they
that was
shoot.
why it was so difficult to even like guard him because he could actually throw the ball as well pretty
Yeah.
accurately. But when you're not thinking about that, you have to play cover.
You
have
gotta
to go
you gotta
downfield
play
cover.
off the play. Like if you got two people blitzing from left and right,
How
where
many
you run?
quarterbacks are actually running like that too? Defenses weren't looking for someone to cover
Mike
that.
Vick was faster than a lot of defensive players,
Yes,
which is crazy because when you're in defense, speed is everything.
especially if safety corners, you have to be fast.
Right. So I don't know. Like I don't know, bro. I just think that Lamar is on his way to being one of the greatest quarterbacks ever.
He has a good team. He has Mark Andrews. He has Odell, who's although he has some age, he still can
Yeah.
get that ball. He still can get you a good route.
And you got weapons, but my point being is you're
Derrick
a quarterback
Henry?
and you yourself are the weapon. Like Lamar
weapon,
Jackson
yes.
is a fucking weapon. You know what I mean?
You know what's you know what would be a crazy situation? You see Derrick Henry running, but doesn't have the ball, and he's running at you, and you see Lamar Jackson with the ball. That is a crazy.
Like him blocking for him?
Yes.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Yeah.
he's
That's
running
terrifying.
everyone. He's a juggernaut.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
wild.
What about you? Who's your team?
So of course, like I said, Pittsburgh's gonna be number one in my heart. But if there had to be anyone else, I used to always be a Saints fan because of Drew Brees.
I
like my dirty
fucked
secret.
with them, bro. Yeah, and
That
Reggie
Drew
Bush.
Brees, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that
Yes,
was- That was
sir.
my thing. But today,
Bum bum bum.
I want to say KC.
You're disgusting.
The only
dude.
thing is, like, I don't like.
It's
the
bad enough
receiving
you're
core.
already a Golden State fan, but you're a KC fan, bro. You know what you sound like?
What?
A bandwagon.
I like Patrick Mahomes since he started.
I'm just saying, it's how it comes off though.
That's how. It looks.
Like, let's
I
be
don't-
real. Let's be real. The best team in the league for a while in the NBA was who?
It was Golden State.
All right, and
Since
the
like
best team in the
2013.
NFL for a while has been who?
It's been KC
So
for the past like 3 years, 4 years actually.
it's not unfair to say that
You know
you
what?
might be a bandwagon.
To defend myself, I'll for you, I'll change it.
You don't got to change your opinion. I'm
No,
cool with your
no,
opinion.
No, I'm not gonna call it a bandwagon. I'm going with my boy T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. LSU, boys in town, Cincy, Dirty Natty. We're going with them.
You're still generic.
I don't give a damn.
Just letting you know, you're
You got
still
Joe
generic.
Mixon in the backfield. You got Jamar Chase out there. T. Higgins is gonna come back. I think he has to. I think they actually just made a contract for him.
Where's Tyler Boyd now?
Tyler Boyd. I think he actually got released or got traded.
Wasn't he? Was he on the Browns
was
or was
with-
he Cincy?
He was with Cincinnati for a long time actually.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think he may be gone.
Okay.
I have to double check on that, but I think he's gone.
Disgusting choices, though. Seriously.
Get the LSU. If they somehow were to now, this is a huge stretch, but just imagine with him for a second. Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson.
Oh, that would be. You just added Justin Jefferson to an already packed offense. Like, Justin
just
Jefferson
saying.
is a dog, bro. I
The fact
tried
that all
so
three of
hard to
them
get him in
played
fantasy.
LSU,
Yeah, yeah.
and if you bring him on the same NFL team,
You could run LSU plays.
they wouldn't know what hit him.
Yeah.
The coaching staff have to be like, "Yo, what did they do like 4 years ago, 20? What did they do? Because I don't know what this is."
You just have so many weapons, though. Like, if you have Justin Jefferson alone, he's already, like, crazy. He was one of the wide receivers that did one of the best jobs in the NFL for fantasy last year. I
He
was
was
trying to
top.
trade like 4 or 5 players for him alone.
It's crazy with fantasy because I actually have a decent team this year. I don't remember off the top of my head all that I have, but I wanted either Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase. I don't think I have either one.
Yeah.
People like, you know what my gripe is? If you're gonna join an open league, right? That's fine. I don't care. But if you're in that draft room, don't be a pussy and auto pick. Don't be that guy.
What's wrong with auto picking? Like after you
What's
get
the
all your
point?
stars near the
Yes,
end.
after that, sure, auto pick if you want to. But if you're gonna pick your first 5, first 7, please use your brain a little bit at least.
You know who my first pick was last season? Travis Kelce.
Christian McCaffrey, and I'm pissed I didn't get him back this year.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's that fucking
I'm
dude.
pissed I
He's
couldn't get
one
him.
of the white dudes that don't play like he's white. Like
He's not white on
he
the
is a
field.
fucking he's in disguise, undercover. Like
That's blue eyes white privilege if I ever seen it.
that is certainly white on black violence, that's for sure.
That's the only time we'll accept it.
That's brutality for sure.
That
but
is brutality of the
but-
finest.
but honestly,
Can you blame him?
he's that dude, bro. Like Christian McCaffrey, rightfully so, brutality to anybody. You don't care who you are.
Having any running back that can both run the ball very well, see the field very well, and also catch in the open field.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in the NFL and you're on offense, you should be able to catch in the open field.
It's hard when you're a running back and your primary job is to run and kind of block. When your third job is to actually go out and pass against
Yeah.
the
No,
likes of Jalen Ramsey,
passing is crazy.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
Or
But
going out for a pass, I should say. If you're a running back that can pass the ball, good for you because that's a good trick play to have.
Yeah.
Like a Taysom Hill with the Saints.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause he's
yeah.
like a quarterback tight end. That's a Swiss Army knife is always good to have in the back pocket. But Christian McCaffrey is one of those running backs that I wouldn't say generational, but it's hard to come by people like that. It's hard to come by.
did
I
you?
don't think Derrick Henry went out for a pass like that often, as much as
I
CMC
mean,
did.
it's not often. It's a trick play. It's
Yeah.
not often that happens. But
You have the halfback angle where they can go out, and they're actually their primary is to get that at least get the first down a couple yards, but
which is
It's not all the
what
time.
10 feet, like not even like
3
5 yards.
5
total.
yards, yeah. It's not often you see that, but
But
so who would you rather have though, CMC or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
CMC, I'm sorry,
But
I want the dual threat.
did you know? You said tight end, and that made me think. Did you know that Ben Roethlisberger was supposed to be a tight end?
For his size, I would imagine so. I wouldn't doubt that.
Like he was originally a tight end, and then he got mad that he had to be switched to a quarterback, and then he was also mad that he was drafted to the Steelers.
And look what that got you, Ben. Got you
Championships.
fucking 3 rings, I think.
Usually, where people don't want to be is where they thrive the most. So
I don't want to be in a mansion with $1 million salary. We'll see what happens.
but all right. What else?
What else?
Greatest bowler of all time,
I don't even watch bowling. That's out of left field. That's out
Jason
the park.
Belmonte, baby.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Not
that the
that.
same
That's
guy?
not him.
I like that guy too.
All right, that is
I
a
told
funny
you I
video.
watch bowling.
He
I
said,
told
"Who do
you."
you think you are? I am."
That's a meme and a half.
But I feel like we need another part for sports.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to get into because a lot of us other sports. Like I was just watching the Spanish Grand Prix on F1 this morning. Yeah, I watch F1. If you watch F1, like at least don't let me think I'm alone in this. But it's a global sport, literally a global sport. They go to every country.
I'd rather watch badminton. We didn't even get into baseball, really. We got into high fives.
Who gives a damn? Actually,
No,
don't
don't
care
do
'cause I
that
like the
because
Dodgers.
baseball is probably one of the hardest sports to get into.
It is. It takes a long time for a lot of people to learn it and then be proficient at it. Because you know what's crazy that I mentioned it? I was just watching college baseball.
College
At the gym.
baseball is very exciting. College softball is very exciting.
Both male and women. It's something you just start watching. You're like,
It's good, yeah, yeah. My wife and I used to watch it. When we worked together, we used to have like the cafeteria used to have TVs, and we
Yeah.
watched women's softball world
But you
championship.
guys work together?
We worked in the same building. We didn't work
Oh.
together, but we worked in
Okay.
the same building. But we would take lunch together. And when we took lunch together, we used to watch the women's softball world championship or whatever it was called. And it was like college teams.
World Series.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
Baseball's World Series.
It's women. They're not being paid for it anyways. Do better, America.
These are the men, I think.
But men are being paid. What are you talking about?
I don't pay attention to what they're getting paid.
Professional women's softball players do not get paid, I'm pretty sure.
And that's just a terrible thing in this world.
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
Free.
Yeah, that's what that means.
But
Good job.
but yeah, so we'll get into baseball for the next one. I also want to get into possibly like good potential fantasy draft moves this year. Because that could be somebody that's trying to get ready for their draft to
I
come
just
up with a
had mine,
decision.
but yeah, we could do that, definitely. I think that's something good to talk about.
And then we should also maybe touch up on trades in the offseason for the NBA. Because I feel like that's very important.
Oh, why haven't we talked about this? We have fucking Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
You want to finish this episode with that? Because
Yes.
I can get busy right now. I can do
Yes,
it. Bro.
you should. And we got a new offensive coordinator.
I want a Russell Wilson jersey so bad. I really do. I think that he is an exceptional quarterback. He was my QB2 last season for fantasy.
Really?
Yeah, and I couldn't use him. He had the same off week as Lamar Jackson did. So I folded. I mean, I had Aaron Rodgers too, but we all know how that went.
That's
so,
how damn, don't bring that up. That's still sore for a lot of you Jets fans.
I'm just saying. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. My prediction for us this year, we're going to make the first round of the playoffs. I'm so tired of Steelers and Pittsburgh sports relying on other teams to get us in the playoffs. I feel like this year we're actually going to get our own spot in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But then after that, it's over for us.
Why?
I just don't have faith in us at all. They have to prove it to me.
We're gonna go to the AFC Championship. After that, I don't know.
That's
I think
rough.
we could get to the championship. It's gonna be
Yeah,
difficult because it's the first time we have with Arthur. I think it's Arthur Smith from the Falcons as an OC. That's gonna be a little bit difficult with a new quarterback, new OC. It's gonna be difficult.
Russell Wilson could play with anybody though. Like
That's true.
Russell Wilson, nobody talks enough about him, but he fell way back in the draft. Like
Yeah.
he was picked late and bloomed into such a great player. And
I mean, he ain't no Tom Brady,
but you have that touch though. Like Tom
Yeah.
Brady, nobody gave him the chance. Nobody gave him the time of day. They drafted him.
Drew
He
Bledsoe
showed
did.
and he showed them. That's crazy. That dude was
I
in
just
the
watched the
hospital
roast.
just
I'm
watching
sorry.
his spot getting taken. This
I'm
is
sorry.
crazy.
I just watched the roast. That's all everyone talked about. I was like, yo, that's hilarious. And he was a good sport about that too. But
Yeah, but I mean, Tom Brady is the greatest player in NFL history, in my opinion. Like, you got to respect
I
greatness.
can't hate him.
Yeah, like, did he cheat?
they're questionable seasons. Questionable.
And he has cheated, and so has Belichick. Belichick has cheated plenty of times, but that does not stop greatness. This dude he fell way back in the draft. He found his chance to step in the game and be the player that a team needed, an organization needed him to be, and he was that. He was that and more, and then he brought championships with him. There's no doubt in my mind that Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback of all time. Steelers fans hate Tom Brady. They hate Tom Brady.
I don't like it.
But if we had Tom Brady on our roster tomorrow, everybody would get a Tom Brady jersey.
For sure.
That's the worst thing about Pittsburgh.
They would suck it and
people.
be like, all right, he's with us. We'll give him a pass.
The worst thing about Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh sports and everything Pittsburgh related is everybody hates it until they have it. So like they don't want to support. They hate you. They have everything to say about you. But then when you give them what they want, oh, we love this guy. He's great.
I
Like
wonder how they feel about the Patrick Queen being in the backfield now.
they probably like it though.
They probably do.
I'm excited.
It's a good addition, honestly.
I'm
'cause
actually
I was getting cooked.
Yeah, we still might though. I mean, if you ask me, the league hasn't been the same since Champ Bailey died.
And who gave a fuck about that?
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, anyway.
We over here watching Josh Allen running people over on the goal line. We got Patrick Mahomes throwing sidearms down the field 40 fucking yards. Like
Last thing. Devin Hester is the fastest player to ever play the game of football ever. He would torch.
Tyreek Hill.
He will torch Tyreek Hill in a race.
You know, I think he could still come back and play. Terrell Owens. He could come back and play.
Shut up.
I wouldn't say he's going to get hurt,
No.
but he could come back and catch a few.
Hell, I mean,
He can give you 150 yards.
he could catch some in the practice arena.
No, he's in good health. That
He
boy-
ain't got
that
them
boy-
legs. You need legs to be a wide receiver. He don't got legs.
I said what I said. I stand by it.
Oh my God, I'm surrounded by idiots.
Well,
right.
that was another episode. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far, we love you. We appreciate you. If you didn't, please come back the next time because we really want subscribers.
Make sure that you like the video, you comment, you share it with a friend, and you make sure that you subscribe. Most importantly, the way that you help this channel grow is by subscribing and letting people know that we are the talk of the town.
The talk. Big headlines.
But I'm
Pittsburgh
Zach.
Post-Gazette.
I'm Zach, also known as I Clapham. This is,
Mackay. I don't have another alias. I'm just me.
and this is Sports Talk Part 1 on Clapped. I appreciate everybody coming in today, and you guys know what to do. Go Clapham. Peace out.